Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcro here, aka Scoop, back with the Ninamore Nation Draft League Season 2, and we've got our week number 9 and our week number 10 battle this week, or this in this video. um, our first match is against the replacement coach coming in for A1 Eshin 1, 2, 3, 4. He inherited a team of Tornadus Therian, Infernape, Togekiss, which is a potential Z-move user, Mega Slowbro, Amoonguss, Crocodile, Registeel, Z-Haxers, Sharpedo, Ursaring, and the Audino. So pretty scary squad. We have Manaphy, Mega Venusaur, Latios, Z, Mimikyu, Cobalion, Donphan, Licky Licky, Z Talonflame, Electros, and Sneasel. So pretty cool squad of our own. Haven't made any trades or anything like that all season. But yeah, we can talk about our team for a second. We've got Lead Seed, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Synthesis Mega Venusaur. Mixed defense with quite a bit of defense investment itself. Max HP with a little bit of Spadef investment. We've got a Latios here with the safety goggles so that we can always switch in on Amoonguss and threaten it with Psychic. We've got the Draco Meteor, Roost, and Defog. We have just a little bit of speed investment to outpace Haxorus. And then the rest, we are a defensive and HP invested, so that we can take hits from Infernape pretty much all day, as long as it's not going for a U-turn repetitively on our switching. Anyways, next up we've got a Rindo Berry, Tail Glowing, Manaphy with 3 attacks, Scald, Ice Beam, and Energy Ball. I debated putting Substitute over Ice Beams, just because I didn't know if Amoonguss would be coming 100% or not, and I felt like I had ways to deal with Amoonguss in my first 2 Pokemon, and then in Talonflame as well. So I felt uneasy, so I threw Substitute in the garbage and put Ice Beam on here, and he doesn't even bring the Amoonguss. A little bit unfortunate, and when we start the battle, you'll see how Substitute could have changed the entire game. Anyways, we've got a Jolly, Max Speed, Max Attack, Cobalion with Substitute, Swords Dance, Iron Head, and Close Combat, and we've got the Salic Berry, so that our speed, so if we get the +2 attack and +1 speed, we're in a pretty solid position, as long as Slowbro is beat down, but my team does a pretty good job at beating Slowbro down. Next up, we've got a Z Supersonic Sky Strike, Talonflame with Bulk Up, Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, and Roost, nearly max speed, just enough speed to outpace Tornadus, and then max HP with 44 EVs and attack. Not too much to say about that thing. And last but not least, we have an Assault Vest variant of Electros with max HP, nearly max Spadef with the Assault Vest, and then U-Turn, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, and Knockoff. Literally the best coverage, in my opinion. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the battle and see what's going to happen here. He's going to lead off with his Registeel, as I'm actually going to lead off with my Manaphy, because I felt I could weaken Registeel with my Manaphy. However, this thing reveals to be very, 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 very specially defensive, and has Toxic. So, yeah, not going to be able to 2-hit KO it even after a Tail Glow. So what we should have did there was actually Tail Glow again, and then 2-hit KO this bad boy. But yeah, he's going to reveal Rest actually as we switch out into our Venusaur to throw off a Lead Seed. We didn't want Manaphy just to go down, and it still serves as a pretty decent pivot into like Infernape, especially if it's going for Flare Blitz. So we throw off a Lead Seed as he brings in the Torn, and then we go into our Electros, and his Hurricane does 0%. Oh, it missed. Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, it did miss, but it would have bounced off anyway. We've got max HP, quite a bit of Spadef investment, plus the Assault Vest. So yeah, that'd been nice. Anyways, we get poisoned by the Audino, and we U-turn out as he we bring in our Mega Venusaur as he hard switches into Infernape, catches our Lead Seed, but he just U-turns out on our Sludge Bomb. Not too big of an issue. He goes back into the Audino, just Hill Bells to get rid of the status, and wakes up the Registeel at the same time, so that's pretty nice. We can just throw off Lead Seed here pretty much repetitively throughout the entire match, because he has a hard time breaking Mega Venusaur with his squad. So yeah, we don't want to be poisoned, so what we're going to do is double out into Cobalion, and I guess he reads that, and he goes out into Slowbro. Really nice play on his part. It'd have been a really, really nice play had he went for Psychic there. Anyways, we're going to go for the Lead Seed as he does go for Psychic, and we eat that. We don't eat it, but we do survive it. As he's going to predict us to switch out on the following turn, as we actually go for Giga Drain, and we get quite a bit of health back, and we eat up the Ice Beam. And then Synthesis up on his Infernape switch in. Not too bad at all. And then lead seed on the Audino. Very nice. So we're going back into our Latios here. But unfortunately, our opponent, he has Healing Wish, and Healing Wish is up his Slowbro. So that's so unfortunate, because if Slowbro was still weakened, then everything was in place for Cobalion to sweep at that point. Everything was in place. If we get our Salad Berry boost and a Swords Dance, yeah, everything's in place. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click the Close Combat as he goes into Infernape. It's not a fighting resist, my man. Anyways, he goes for the Flare Blitz and does a fuck ton of damage here, and we are very, very defensive. So we're just going to switch into Manaphy here, let him die to the Recoil, and save our Venusaur for the Slowbro. So that's really nice. And he brings in the Tornadus here. I'm not sure why, because we always have Electros to hard switch into, and can just U-turn out on any switch he goes from there. And it gives us momentum as he goes into the Registeel. We're just going to click Substitute here. It doesn't really matter because he still has Slowbro at full health, but it kind of forces the Slowbro in, and then we can go into our Electros as you can see on screen. Anyways, he hard switches out into Registeel on our Thunderbolt. Was hoping we could catch him there, leaving Slowbro in, but he doesn't. Smart play. Best play, I suppose. Anyways, here's a very, very interesting play. My opponent chooses to rest up and does not have Heal Bell anymore. Doesn't have a way to wake Registeel up. Now my Talonflame is going to come in, and it looks like it's not really paying off here, because this is going to bounce off the Slowbro, and the Slowbro is going to one-shot me. But it did almost half and puts Cobalion in a really, really, really strong position here. And he actually leaves Slowbro in versus my Venusaur, and I bop it. I bopped it with the Giga Drain. I got rid of the Slowbro, so now Cobalion is in a really, really, really solid position. He knocks out my Mega Venusaur, reveals to be somewhat offensive, and here we're going to go into our Cobalion. So Hurricane has has the potential to knock us out here if he gets a high roll. But if he gets a mid to low roll, we should live, and our Salad Berry should be prompted, and we should get our +1 speed. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click Swords Dance. Reason being for our Swords Dance is because we want to be able to knock everything out. At +1 attack, or +2 attack, and then Hurricane puts us, Tornadus' Hurricane puts us in range of Salad Berry popping. And then we'd be at +1 speed, +2 attack. We'd be in a super solid position to just win the game. So that's the idea behind the Swords Dance there, and behind these the following substitutes. So you see me go for sub once. He goes for this Facade, able to break our sub. We go for the substitute once again, and our Salad Berry is popped this turn. So now we outpace this thing. We outpace Tornadus Therian and Registeel, and we're able to knock everything out with one shot. For some reason, he goes into Registeel before he goes into the Tornadus, which allows us to guarantee knock out the Tornadus on the following turn, because of our second Swords Dance. So now we're at +4 attack, or ×3 attack, whatever you want to say, and we're able to pick up a nice, clean little mini sweep with Cobalion there, picking up the last 3 kills. Super awesome there. I really wish he would have went for the Hurricane the first turn that I brought Cobalion in, and it didn't knock us out, but prompted our Salad Berry, and we were able to get a Swords Dance up versus that thing. That would have been awesome. And then he switched out or something like that. I do think it was a joke to switch out. I think he should have played for the role. But yeah, that's going to be it for game 1. Let me know what you thought about the prep and play on both sides of the field, and drop a comment down below, and we can hop into the second battle, week number 10, I think, versus Curtis. So look out for that. Okay, so here we are with our week 10 battle, and it's not actually versus Curtis. That's our week 11 battle. Our week 10 battle is versus Corey. Much like this, we had a few weeks kind of just crammed together towards the end of the NNDL. So pardon me for thinking it was Curtis, but it's actually Corey. Both names start with a C, so there's some more confusion there. Anyways, Corey has a scary ass squad. Z Landorus Therian, Z Greninja, Victini, Rotom-Wash, Mega Diancie, Decidueye, Como-O, Escavalier, Weezing, and the Munchlax. So super, super scary team. Z Greninja, Z Landers, very, very scary duo there. However, our team's scary too. We have Mega Venusaur, Latios, Manaphy, Mimikyu, Cobalion, Donphan, Talonflame, Licky Licky, Sneasel, and the Electros. So a pretty cool squad. We've decided to bring Mega Venusaur, Latios, Manaphy, Licky Licky, Sneasel, and the Mimikyu for this matchup, where we're kind of reliant on Manaphy and Mimikyu to put in the work. However, we do have a very, very specially defensive Mega Venusaur here to try to check Greninja, Rotom Wash, and Mega Diancie. All three of them, pretty much. With Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Hidden Power Fire, and Synthesis, we should be able to do the job. Next up, we've got Latios, which is a Habanberry variant, so that a potential Dragon Dancing Como-O can't knock us out. And yeah, just being able to bypass, super effective dragon moves on the first hit. Anyways, really nice. We are very defensive. Kind of a pivot into Victini with Psychic, Dragon Pulse, Hidden Power Fire, and Roost. Just a little bit of speed to outpace Victini, and then the rest is in defense and HP in terms of EVs. Next up, we've got Manaphy, which is a Wakanberry variant with Hydration. Timid, so that we can we can outpace Rotom Wash and Landorus, obviously, but we speed tie with Victini, and that's really important. We have enough HP investment to live a Bolt Strike or Thunderbolt, thanks to our Wakanberry, and then Tail Glow, 3 attacks with Scald, Ice Beam, and Energy Ball. Ice Beam for the Decidueye, Energy Ball for the Rotom, and then Scald pretty much for everything else. I guess Energy Ball is nice for Greninja too, but it's not really wanting to take plus 3 Scald anyway. So next up we have a defensive Licky Licky. Can take hits from Landorus, Therian, and decently okay from Victini. With Ice Beam, Knockoff, Wish, and Protect, we're pretty good support mon, and doesn't let things like Landorus get too out of hand. We have Sneasel, which with our Life Orb and enough speed to outpace Mega Diancie, we do have potential to put in quite a bit of work with this thing. Being able to click Knockoff. If he does lock himself into Big Create with Victini, we can always Pursuit Trap him and knock him out. Ice Shard's nice for Rock Polish Landorus. It's nice for Rock Polish Mega Diancie as well, if it gets to that situation. And then Icicle Crash and Knockoff are my moves of choice. Next up, we've got Mimikyu, which is our last Pokemon on the squad. We've got the Spooky Play, quite a bit of speed investment to outpace Landorus, Therian, Max Attack, Sub, Bulk Up, Shadow Claw, and Play Rough. No priority this week, and felt like a Sub Bulk Up variant with Dual Stab is really, really solid. But that's going to be it, and we can hop into the replay finally and talk about what's actually going on. So we're going to lead off with Venusaur. Felt like it was our best lead unless he led off with Victini. He goes for the U-turn as we go into Landers, and he goes straight into his Decidueye. So I know this thing is up to something. I just don't know what exactly it's up to. So we're going to click the Knockoff here. We get rid of its Yachi Berry, which is nice. And he goes for the Leaf Blade. It does over half. Really, really nice. Nice bring on his part. We're going to switch out into our Latios here because we know we can take the Leaf Blade, but he actually goes for the Brave Bird, I assume, predicting our Mega Venusaur to come in. But yeah, it does quite a big chunk to the Latios as well. And then he brings in the Victini. It reveals to be a Choice Scarf variant. I stayed in to scout and see if he was Choice Scarf, and just clicked the Dragon Pulse. And yeah, he was able to knock us out there. Goes into Landorus though, so I bring in my Manaphy. I click Ice Beam on the first turn, and then the Rotom Wash is so obvious that I'm just going to Tail Glow up right in front of a Landorus, and then I'm just going to reveal Energy Ball, take out the Rotom Wash, and now he brings in his Mega Diancie. Kind of forced to bring in something that outpaces and guaranteed gets the knockout. And we're just going to hard switch out into our Mega Venusaur. We can take any hits from this Mega Diancie for days upon days. We get a poison on the Landorus. It doesn't really matter. We were going to just switch out into our Licky Licky anyway. Sack that thing off, go into Sneasel or something, go into Mimikyu, whatever it may be. Anyways, We're able to take out the Landorus there. He brings in the Mega Diancie, and we're just going to go straight into Mega Venusaur again. As he goes for the Calm Mind, Giga Drain reveals to be a 2-hit KO regardless, and Psychic isn't able to knock us out. So yeah, really scary there with that Calm Mind. But yeah, we made it out alive, and our Greninja check is now gone though in Venusaur. However, he does go for the Dark Pulse, and he gets a flinch here as I try to go for the play rough to knock this bad boy out and try to eliminate any risk. But unfortunately, he's able to flinch us and then put us in range of Bolt Strike. So we're forced into our Sneasel here. He goes for the Bolt Strike, not quite able to knock us out, and a Life Orb knockoff almost knocks him out, and then the Ice Shard should pick him off there, and we're able to pick up a nice 2-0 victory after Life Orb Recoil takes out the Sneasel. So that's going to be that. We're going to pick up 2 nice victories here back-to-back weeks in week number 9 and 10, going into week 11 and 12 with some momentum. So that's going to be that. Let me know what you thought about the prep and the play on both sides of the field. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.